All right, guys and girls, round 4. We are 3-0. If we can win this next round, then we will have 4-0'd another Magic Online daily event. But if we go 3-1, I think that's respectable. I mean, I'm not a professional Magic player, and I feel like if I can 4-0 one daily event, 3-1 the next, I'm still doing pretty good. So that being said, let's hope for the 4-0, and let's play first and take a look at our opener. It's kind of a pooper. So we're going to mulligan. This one's also not good. No blue mana is really bad. Then again, we can cast this. We can cast this. So we'll keep based on that. If we don't draw blue, it'll be sad. I'm going to play this in case we're facing burn. It gives us a way that we're probably playing a Geist deck. Granted, not many people play this, but I'd rather have the bolt up turn 1 just in case. Bloodstained Mire could easily be burn. Probably is burn. We are excuse me. I don't know if this is the mutagenic growth version. So I'm going to go to blocks, and if we get the option, I'm just going to go ahead and bolt. It looks like our opponent might have passed priority. He did. Okay, so we'll play this and pass. And obviously we need to draw something. At least we have more removal, like if our opponent goes Goblin Guide here. Although I think they would have opened with Goblin Guide if they could have. This might be an Eidolon. We did not take any damage. Okay, it's a Lava Spike. We didn't take any damage off the Swift Spear, so I was going to say if it's an Eidolon, I will go ahead and path it, and a suspended Rift Bolt. All right, blue mana. I think I'm just going to play around. I'm just going to do this. This counters one of our opponent's spells. I think if he had had a creature in his hand, he would have played it last turn. I could be wrong, but I like resolving a Helix. So that Rift Bolt didn't actually do anything. All right, really need to draw. Well, I will also Helix our opponent. Like if our opponent goes Bolt here, he's okay. Yeah, I will just Helix in response and counter said Bolt. All right, our opponent's at 4 cards. We're at 17, so 4 times 3. We're not out of the woods, but we're not doing awful. We really need to draw like some lands. Really, we just need to draw like any land. That's funny. I'm just going to Helix our opponent. Oh gosh, sometimes just, you know, cool things happen. I mean, we're not out of the woods. Like we have no way to win this game. But our opponent is at 3 cards and we're at 17. All right, well that's kind of like just canceling each other out there. All right, well, there's blue mana. Probably just going to end up using it to cantrip. I will pat that. Like, I'm not excited about it, but I do want to get this out of here. All right, land's pretty good. That gives us a way to begin winning the game. Like the one downside is, like if our opponent doesn't cast anything right now, then it makes me think that they're sitting on Searing Blaze, which would be unfortunate to have our, like to turn on a burn spell. But I think we have to, do we want to remand that? No, I don't think we do. I think we just want to cast Restoration Angel and hope our opponent doesn't kill it somehow. Because we're not going to take any damage off this, and we're going to put our opponent... Let's see. Batterskull Sweep, but we need to draw land. Alright, so our opponent's going to crack back. Let's think. Our opponent has 3 cards in hand. I'll path it. Like, we're either going to take 2 off of it or 2 off of its trigger, and I'd rather like kill it and take 2 off the trigger than take 2 off of it and then eventually take 2 off the trigger. That just doesn't seem good. All right, so I really want to fetch and get a Batterskull into play. The danger is, let's say our opponent's sitting on like 2 bolts or 2/3 damage spells. If he draws another, then we're dead. If we don't fetch, then we put our opponent to 2 next turn. Like if our opponent has, let's say our opponent has just everything perfect right now and has 9 points of burn. We have time to think about this. If our opponent has 9 points of burn, let's say he has 6 in hand and 9 after his draw step. If we don't draw a burn spell, then he gets another draw. Whereas like if our opponent has 9 points of burn and can't kill us, then if we can't kill our opponent, he gets another draw, then we are dead. I'm going to fetch, hoping that our opponent doesn't have, like, the God Hand. Ooh. It's really... Hope I didn't kill us by fetching. So for the best. So we're either going to die or see a concession. Okay. Okay, against burn. I think we want a negate. I think we want a Core Firewalker and a Core Firewalker, as well as a Spellskite, a Celestial Purge, and these counterfluxes. I think we don't want Thundermaw. I don't think we want Clicks. And I think that the electrolyzes are a bit slow. We could probably cut a path. Let's see what our sideboard guide says. We don't want clicks, electrolyze, Thundermaw, or remand. What did we take out? We took out clicks, electrolyzes, Thundermaw, and we can cut a remand. And we bring in a negate, counterflux, 2 core firewalkers, a purge, and a spell guide. Okay, so we'll cut a remand. They're not great in this matchup anyway. All right, we'll submit this. We had 2 chances to beat this deck. We got real lucky that first game. This deck is hard to defeat. I feel like we need to draw one of our hate cards and a lightning helix at least. If we can get an early firewalker, it may be okay, but I feel like they can. Well, I guess if we get a firewalker in early, maybe they can't beat that, but let's hope for a good draw. Okay, so I like this because we can just go mountain, kill the guide that he plays. It's probably going to be a Goblin Guide because they always have the turn 1 Goblin Guide or the turn 1 Monastery Whisper now, especially since they're running 8 1-drops. And then we can also get a Plains and a Island in case he's bringing in Blood Moon. Plus we have a Fast Clock with Geist. So I like this pretty well. All right. Okay, so fortunately for us, it was just a suspended Rift Bolt. I'd like to not take any damage at all, but I think we're gonna have to fetch at least. Like I could play the Steam Vents, and in case, like I think he just would have played a creature. I really think he just would have played a creature, but so I could go Steam Vents, Flooded Strand. Like I'm gonna need to get a white source. All right, here's the plan. I'm gonna play this, and we're gonna try to only fetch 1 time if we can help it this game. Okay. All right, I'm excited about our opponent missing land drops. Okay, so this is going to get I think it's just going to get a Hallowed Fountain. And I kind of want to play this Steam Vents. Ooh, the Sulfur Falls is fantastic. We're going to play that. Probably going to be an Eidolon. Man, our life total is pretty low, but we're going to bolt Eidolon. And then we're going to follow it up with Geist of St. Traft. Our opponent's about to have 5 cards. I mean, hopefully they don't draw a land, and being constrained on mana is what helps us win. All right, let's think for a second. What we're thinking about is playing a Flooded Strand so that we could get an island so that we could put a Restoration Angel into play. Let's see, right now we're going to put our opponent to 11. The turn after that we would put our opponent to 5. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's correct, 5. So right now he's on the 3-turn clock. If we play, if we don't, let's say if we play an angel, right now we put our opponent to 11. Into turn we, say is this 3 attacks, right? Yeah, it's 3 attacks right now. So we take a damage, put our opponent to 11, pass the turn. Well, we play land, put our opponent to 11, pass the turn. End of turn, we go to 10, Restoration Angel. Then we get to swing back for 9. And then he's dead to Snap Bolt. Yeah, that's worth it. So our opponent is actually dead. On our next attack. Too bad we don't have a Helix. Okay, so if our opponent plays anything, then we're okay. If he keeps 2 mana, like if he bolts us now and then he doesn't play land, we go to end step, then we're okay. If he holds 2 mana up, then that's going to make the prospect of fetching really dangerous, because that would have to put us to 6. So we're just dead to 2 bolts. Right now we can go Snapcaster Mage, Lightning Bolt, 11. We can put him at 9 and then attack for 8. This is a critical turn. Okay, so that's... Our opponent has 4 cards in hand. It's just too risky of a proposition to fetch. So I think we're just going to try for the Snapcaster Mage Bolt. Hope we draw a burn spell. I mean, we kept them all in except for the electrolyzes. Still did do a burn spell. Yay. And this is actually, sometimes I want selection, but this is why the deck doesn't actually run selection, because we just try to be really redundant. All right, guys. I said I 4-0'd a daily event, but I didn't record the matches because I wanted to try to do as well as I could. But I knew that I wanted to do it again and record the matches, so I'm really happy that we were able to go 4-0 on our second attempt. So we're 4-0, 2 for 2 on the daily events that I played. So that's pretty sweet. Didn't get any chances to really evaluate Iganjo Castle versus Shinka. I kind of want to make a video just talking about those 2 lands, but I'll save it for later. Yeah, all right, guys. That's pretty cool. Anything else I want to say? No, I guess that pretty much wraps it up. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed it. 4-0 to daily with Jeskai Geist. Can't ask for more than that in the Magic Online world. Yeah, so as always, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. If you don't already, please subscribe. I've been saying this for months. I have lots of cool stuff planned, and I do. I have so many videos that I want to make. I just, you know, sometimes motivation's a factor, sometimes time's a factor. Between work and my daughter and my wife and Magic and then free time, it really does take a lot of, I really got to carve out a lot of time to put quality content out there that isn't making just gameplay videos. That's the easy part. So, but it's still something I want to do, so I apologize that I've said it so many times and I haven't done it yet. I have a cool idea brewing for the Blue White Red sideboarding guide, so if I can ever get off my lazy butt and get that recorded, I think you guys will appreciate what I have going on there. Anyway, all right, guys, take care, draw well, smash face, you're awesome, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.